Wagwan, boys and girls. I'm back. And I've come back to that shit. What was that? And I forgot how to use this software. Boy, oh boy. All right, here we go. Freo Faithful, thank you for joining me on this sad Friday night. The Dockers go down by, what was it in the end? God, 57 points. That does not look good, but it's what we deserved. Harley showed up, played about half a quarter of good football, and when you come up against the Premiers, that is what happens. God, here we go. Can you remove my eyeballs? Don't mess with the backline since it's sound. We have all but confirmed we are ninth. But not yet. We have our destiny in our own hands, and if we beat the Dogs next week, it's happy days. But yeah, I'll be at that game, and to be honest, I don't see a reality where I'm walking out of Marvel with a smile on my face. Yeah, and that backline being sound, I've said it for a while now, but as soon as like Bailey Banfield has a bad game down back, it's going to look really bad, and today that was on full display. That second half of Bailey Banfield was putrid. That's why you bring Brandon Walker or Cooper Simpson into the team right there, because a guy like that has a bad game and you get exposed. Can't even turn up when they had all that motivation, 5 crowd belief. None of that matters when you play like that. But yeah, that's like we don't want to buy into that. That's the whole point of JL saying, like, you know, we want to stay in the moment. All the noise and stuff that is around Fife retiring and the crowd and all that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, it's got to get your head down and get the job done. And yeah, in prime time once again, we copped the smoke. Fremantle, cheers, Lockie. Thanks for joining, mate. It was only a matter of time before this occurred. Wheels have fallen off. Thanks for joining, Lockie Miller, the Geelong fan. This is going to be flat. We'll extract the positives. Winning like we have been was not sustainable, especially against a good size. Yeah, 100%. Like that Port Adelaide win, like just absolutely clawed that at the death. Even the Carlton game, we weren't that good. Couldn't put West Coast to the sword, and then you come up against the Premiers, who know how to implement a game plan for 4 quarters, and you find out pretty quickly how good you actually are. I know, first game back and we fucking lose. Typical. So typical. I managed to watch every game whilst I was away as well. Absolutely annoyed beyond no ropeable after that. After all the hard work and victories, 15 wins, no excuses, no more. We have to win next week. That's it. We can show up next week. And yeah, destiny's in our hands. How bad do we want it? This is so painful. Fife deserves better. Don't really know how much to make of Fife tonight, to be honest. Just got a message from my friend Kados saying that Caleb Strong said he's getting anxious like he did in 2024, or that the season will end the same way as it did. Apparently Strong said that on a podcast, so that's good. Brisbane had a game plan and we did nothing to stop it. Yeah, it was that uncontested mark game. Early on I was like, they can chip the ball around the back line all they want. Like, it wasn't really doing anything. You think of the first half goals of the Lions, 3 of them came from free kicks. Zach Bailey kicked one over his head. They were just like nothing goals. I wasn't too worried. And then, yeah, in the third quarter, they just absolutely came out of the blocks, dominated the clearances, and then we just couldn't get going. Brayshaw only had 6 disposals in the first half. Our midfield was just dominated today. They didn't even have Lockie Neal. They've got the most stacked midfield in the comp, but yeah, couldn't stick our tackles tonight. Zach says simply gutless. Yeah. Right. It's your turn to hop on and have your say. Click the link in the YouTube description and you can come and have a moan with me. And yeah, we had the yips in front of goal tonight as well. Like Voss, Frederick, and Jackson all missed second quarter set shots, which they'd usually convert on. You know, Zach Bailey kicks a goal over his head, and it's just felt like it was one of those nights. And then Brendan Cox gives away a free kick when the Lions have the ball on the half-back flank, 140-metre penalty out of nowhere. Like, that just, sucked the life out of it. Sort of got cooking a little bit in the back end of the second quarter, kicked 3 goals, which I think was our only quarter where we scored multiple goals. JT sort of tried to get us going. Pearce was doing his best in that second quarter, but just didn't show up in the second half. Darcy missed a certainty for a set shot in that third quarter. Murphy Reid missed a real easy one in the first quarter. Frederick misses a snap. We break out the front of the midfield, had so many options, and Jager O'Meara thinks it's a good idea to do some sort of mongrel front punt to try to kick it at goal when he had options everywhere and more time to settle himself. Banfield got exposed in the third quarter, kicks it out on the full, turned it over multiple times. He gave Logan Morris a 50 in the pocket, which he probably would have kicked anyway, but just bad game awareness, and Charlie Cameron was just running rings around him. Had the nerves in front of goal all night. Tracy missed an open goal after marking it in the goal square. At the end of the day, just beaten by a better side. Harris Andrews contained Paddy Voss, had him in his back pocket all day long. I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, we can have a look at the stats, but it was just so disappointing. Brayshaw ended up with 22 disposals, and he was our best on. Sarong with 26. Tracy 2 goals, 2. Competed well, but had frustrating moments that he wished he'd have back. And it's easy to go to the whipping boys when we lose, but Jai Amos, again, 3 disposals. It's been happening all year. That's just the facts. Nathan O'Driscoll with 5 touches tonight. I was thinking in the lead up to the game today, we really need Drizzy to get back to that early season form that he had. Just hasn't been as piercing. 5 disposals for the night. 5 comes on and gets 8 disposals in a quarter. Switter and Bolton tonight, poor games. Didn't impact at all, I didn't think. What did Bolton have? 2 tackles. Switter had 3, so not terrible returns on the tackling, but just not clean with the ball. Do they check chat? Yes, mate. Look, there's your comment on the screen. This was a must-win. Yeah, well, what have we won? Is it 11 out of 13? Something like that. But, man, going up against the Bulldogs next week. Last time we played them, we just got over the line and they didn't even have the bond. This time, it's an away game at Marvel where we don't play well. Norton's in career best form. Sam Darcy's a freak. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game at Marvel. I'll go to the game and probably leave crying. Coming from a Blues fan, I'd hate to see Fife go out with a loss next week. Would be the worst way to send off a champion of the game. Yeah, God, shades of 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Last year we lost our last 4. This year we might only have to lose our last 2 to be top 4 in 2 weeks before the season's end and miss out on finals. Are we still a chance off the 8? Well, it's just on us now, isn't it? Like, if we can beat the Dogs, we're in. Happy days. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game to win at all, considering how good the Dogs' midfield is and how good their forward line is operating at the moment. O&B thinks the Dockers still get it done. Wait, I think the Dockers still get it done last week. That doesn't make sense. JL clearly has a Bailey Banfield poster in his living room. I said it at the start of the stream and I'll say it again. When Bailey Banfield has moved into defence, people said that you couldn't drop him, and he has had good form this year and he's put his head over the ball. Won some tough contests at times this year. But I said it on the podcast. I can't remember which one it was. Don't be fooled. When you've got Bailey Banfield playing in your defence, one day he's going to have a bad game and he will get absolutely exposed. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Bring Brandon Walker back in. At least he can defend and provide a bit of run, or Cooper Simpson, a bit of ball use off half-back. Because that was just exposure.com/get wrecked for Bailey Banfield. No way we beat the Dogs playing like that. Oh, God, don't mind me. Only got back 2 days ago, feeling the jet lag, feeling a bit fried. So mind my yawns. We're not beating anyone like that if we play like that. So, let alone the Bulldogs. The Lions were far too good. They look like last year's premiership team. That's because they are last year's premiership team. All jokes aside, as soon as they started doing that chip game, I was like, this is just a 2024 grand final. It's exactly what they did to the Swans. Just chip the ball around, run them off their legs, took off the inside kick when it was there. And yeah, in the second half, it really played off. Paid off. AFL world will be laughing at us if we lose. 5 going out without a premiership. Normally 15 wins is doable for finals, but it's totally different this season. Realistically, we don't want to win the flag. I know we've won, 11 of our last 13 or whatever it is. But you look at a side like Brisbane, that is the standard. That is a well-drilled side that's been rebuilding since, what feels like since 2017, and then sort of, 2019, 2020 was when they started to play finals. And you can just see how good of a unit they are. Even if they have a poor week, you know they can just flip it and play premiership football the week after, and they showed their experience tonight. Zorko was unbelievable of halfback. Jasper Fletcher had about 20 touches in the first half. Darcy Wilmont was massive in defence. Harris Andrews had all of our key forwards in his back pocket. They were celebrating every spoil every time we went near it. Will Ashcroft was ridiculously good. Logan Morris, I don't know, did he kick 5 in the end? They've got so much talent across the park. Zach Bailey is one of my favourite players to watch in the AFL, except for when the Lions are playing Freo, because he's a scary, scary player. Can see us bouncing back to beat the Dogs would be a Dockery thing for us to do after a performance like this. We got no choice. We have to. Were you pissed during the game? Yeah, I was. Particularly with just that last kick, like going inside 50, being all nervous and just like bottling it. Like Luke Jackson, the amount of times today that he was out, just had to find a target, have a bit of composure to hit that next kick or finish. That was what was pissing me off today. It was just that last little bit of composure. When you watch the Lions live, you just notice how slick and clean they are. Still the best team when they're at full flight. I tipped the Lions to go back-to-back this year, and they very well could still do that. Felt like every kick inside 50 just got cut off. There was like 5 minutes where Tracy led in the second quarter, and it felt like it was the only time that we're actually like lowering our eyes. There was a moment where O'Driscoll got a mark, sort of half-forward flank, uncontested, doesn't turn and go and run into space. He just holds it up, and then just kicks the most loopy ball of all time. It bounces out, Pierce gets it, identifies the lead and hits it. Like, yeah, terrible game from our man Nathan O'Driscoll tonight. Unfortunately, just did not impact the game whatsoever. Who has a brighter future, Patrick Boss or Logan Morris? I think we all know the answer there. And his last name ends in an S. But yeah, that's enough of me having a whinge. If you guys want to hop on, have your say, have a yarn with me, there should be a link in the description if UCAT has put it there. Unless he's stitched me up. Let's have a look. Yeah, click that link in the top of the description and come and have your say. Do you think it was coaching or did the players not execute? It was execution in the first half. Like, Frederick's been such a reliable set shot. So was Darcy and Jackson. They all missed shots in the second quarter. Murphy Reid missed one from 20 out in front. So there's, they scored a point. So let's just say there's an extra 20 points in the first half. That at least keeps us in the contest. Let's say we miss one. So it's what? I don't know. My math isn't mathing right now, but we should have converted better. And yeah, like for the games where the double ruck combo works, like it looks good, but when it looks bad, so shit. Like, when you just got, like, when you're winning the clearance, Luke Jackson's just chasing us all day. Like, our double ruck combo works when we're hitting it down the throat of Sarong and Brayshaw. But when, let's say we're playing a full flight, let's say Port Adelaide, right? Let's say they had Horn Francis, Butters, and Rosie. So last week they were missing Horn Francis, whatever. But, like, if they have that ascendancy in the ruck, like, Jackson's just not going to be able to catch him. And he didn't impact at all tonight, Dogger. To me, it looked like the only one leading up to the ball was Tracy. The rest were ball watching. Trying like the most likely all night. Voss was playing on Harris Andrews, so I sort of felt like he was trying to hold his positioning deep to allow our forwards to do their thing. Couldn't tell you what Jai Amos did all night. He might as well have just sat down with his legs crossed in the forward pocket. And to be honest, it's been the story all year with Jai Amos for me. He's had moments throughout, but it's been a really disappointing season for Jai Amos. Most disappointing part was how many fans left early. Nat Fife has broken his body for us and they didn't have the decency to stick around. Yeah, I do get it. Like, hopefully we get to see Fifey at Optus again. I don't know if there's a way if we beat the Dogs and get a home final or whatever it is, but yeah, it's hard to stick around when you're 57 points down and just waiting for that final siren. I don't know if it was announced that they were going to do a tribute to him after the game. But yeah, we got Zachy boy waiting. How you going, Zachy? You ready to rock and roll? Beautiful. How you going?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Thanks for holding it down whilst I was gone.
Oh, mate, I was living in the shadow, but I tried my best.
Mate, I've come back and we've stunk it up, so I think I'm going to go back to Europe and you can just hold the reins.
Mate, honestly, like, that's the worst performance since round one, I reckon. I mean, it might be a bit harsh because, obviously, I haven't watched any of the replay or anything, but I felt like at half-time we should have been in front. I don't know about you, but some of the skill execution, like, most of the kicks inside 50 were poor, but even when we got the chance to have a shot at goal, some of the shots were just laughable, honestly. Like, I'm not going to single out players, but it's frustrating, mate, because, as I said, I think it's the worst performance since round one, and there's a lot of words I could use, but I won't. It's annoying.
The Saints game was much worse. Like, I do agree, we should have been more. Oh, yeah, 100%. That Saints game was the worst game I've ever been to. Yeah. But like, I was saying it before. Like, Frederick Jackson, Murphy Reid, and Sean Darcy, I think those are the ones, and Vossi, like, they've been so reliable for us in front of goals, and like they all missed in that first half just to keep us within it. The skill execution, we're just so nervous in the front half today. Like the composure that we've had in recent weeks with like O'Meara and Switter just wasn't there today. Bolton was fumbly all night, and it just made for a terrible watch.
I checked the stats in the last quarter. I was actually staggered that we were dominating the centre clearance because it felt like even like I thought our back line held up all right till the last quarter. That was just inexcusable the last quarter. We just turned over and let them do what they want. But I thought our back line held up okay. I thought our midfield, it felt like we were being pants. But off the stats, it sounded like our midfield was winning the battle, which I don't think they were really. Like, we might have been winning the clearance, but they were just burning us on the outside constantly. Like, McCluggage, if he's not in the All-Australian team, then it's a farce. And Jasper Fletcher, I reckon he'll rack up at least 5 All-Australians off the half-back line in his career. It might be seriously overreacting, but God, he's a player. But yeah, it just felt like our pressure was down, barely chased. Like, they had so much uncontested football. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm surprised that we won centre clearances as well. Doubled them, 14-7. I feel like when it mattered in the third quarter, they were winning them. I don't know if I can get stats up from the third quarter particularly, but that's when the game was really won or lost, and it was like guys like McCluggage and those types that were just dominant, and the Ashcroft brothers, and Jasper Fletcher. He's a player to watch. Really, really underrated by the sort of wider AFL community, but actually watch football, you know how good of a player Jasper Fletcher is. They ended up beating us in stoppage clearances 25-12. So, overall, they won the clearances. But, yeah, I don't think we really got any bang for buck in the centre clearances. Like, maybe it was a Darcy thud forward, but it didn't feel like we were really coming out the front for, outside of maybe 5 minutes of the second quarter.
No, I just looked. The third quarter centre clearances were 3-2 to Brisbane, and even then, it felt like I can't What really frustrated me actually, thinking about it, in the last quarter, I think, here we go. We might be a sneaky sniff, and we get pants in the first 3 goals in the first 4 minutes, whatever it was. It's just disappointing. We've been renowned as the comeback kings, so to speak, and we come out in the last quarter, and as I said before, just turn over. I don't know, I can't offer an excuse for it really, mate. Sometimes you can go, the umpiring was bad. The umpiring wasn't great, but it was far from the worst I've seen. When did we last play? We last played on Saturday night, so it was a 6-day break, which is that's pretty normal. That's not an excuse. I can't find an excuse for the performance. I mean, it's just poor skills, and you're not going to be a top 4 side if you can't execute simple skills like we couldn't, mate, under pressure of a big game. So you'd hope it's a learning experience, but without being too pessimistic, I don't like our chances next week.
No, I don't either. As shit as we were, Brisbane were also very good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, it's not going to help our woes at all, but, they executed their game plan to a T tonight, and they were just more composed. I feel like you can feel the energy in Optus, and it's an anxious,
Yeah.
You just want them to do something, and, as soon as we got the ball and had an opportunity to do anything with it, we were just butchering it.
Can I ask you, I said I wouldn't single out players, but what does Nathan O'Driscoll offer to the side? It just frustrates me.
Not a lot recently, but I feel like when he's at his best, he offers a lot. But, yeah, he had 5 disposals tonight and made 0 impact. And just when he did have the ball, just made poor decisions with it. He took an uncontested mark at centre-half forward, stopped, waited.
Yep.
Yeah. And just made it a bit chaotic for the Brisbane defence. He's well out of form at the moment, my man, as much as we love him. I think he does offer a lot. He seems to be a good runner and has a good left foot, plays with a bit of passion. But, yeah, when he's out of form, it looks pretty dicey, doesn't it? What have you made of Bailey Banfield in defence overall? We'll take the emotion out of tonight. What have you made of him? Because I feel like he's my whipping boy tonight, him and Jai Amos.
Well, I was going to go there, but I'm glad you have instead, so I don't look like a complete dickhead just singling out everyone. But Banfield, he made a couple great kicks, but I feel like he gets real confident and he starts acting like the second coming of Hayden Young at times. But defensively, he's okay, but I just feel like someone like Cooper Simpson just has to offer more. That's just my personal opinion, and maybe Simpson won't play this year again, but in the next year, round 1, I'd hope to see Cooper Simpson in the side. And it might not be Banfield he makes way for, but still, it's just, Banfield, look, he's a whipping boy, and he has been for a long time. But, you look at the good teams, and what separates the good from the bad usually is the bottom 6 players in your team. And the bottom 6 players, Banfield's in them, O'Driscoll's probably in them. And in big games, they just can't go missing, mate. And as you mentioned, Amos, I love Jai Amos. I think he's got a big future ahead of him. But this year, mate, it's just been a massive blip on the radar. It's unfortunate. I back him to reverse his form. I've been backing it for the last 15 weeks and it hasn't come. So maybe he just needs another off season. But, yeah, Banfield. Ugh.
It's been 2 years now for Jai.
Yeah, it has. And people say he plays selflessly, and I understand that. But he had a set shot tonight, which 2 years ago, you would bet your life he'd kick it. And he missed. He's low on confidence. And I get the whole go back to Peel argument, but again, would it help him? Well, it's too late now because Peel's got 1 game left. So look, yeah, you got to stick with it now. But
I can't believe he didn't get dropped once this year. How many times has he had a 3 disposal, 0 tackle, 1 mark performance? And 2 of his disposals tonight, I reckon, came from free kicks. And I'm not here to hate on him. But, you look at, the best forward lines in the league.
Adelaide.
I don't know. Adelaide. Thilthorpe, Tex, and Fogarty pretty much always all deliver together. It's not Fogarty might be a bit more quiet, but he's not having 3 touches fucking 3 months in a row. And then you go, oh yeah, he's making an impact and he's playing selfless. Like, nah, it just doesn't happen. I haven't looked at the stats of the Crows, but like it's always Jai Amos that is having that 3 disposal game. It's rarely Vossi or it's rarely Tracy. Yeah, we need depth in that key forward position because like who do we even bring in?
Exactly right. There's no one to put pressure on him. That's the problem. I would have thought maybe it would have been Sam Sturt, but obviously he's played 2 waffle games this year. He's been on an unlucky run of injury, but I think you got Charlie Nichols, who I don't think's ready to play AFL. I mean, who's other pressure on him? Liam Reedy to come in and play as a key forward,
Yeah.
I guess they like the structure of the forward line, and there's no one else to put pressure on his spot. So I guess that's why he doesn't get dropped. I mean, I was surprised Jeremy Sharp got dropped, to be honest. I thought he was undroppable, and I think that tag's now gone to Amos because I don't see how he gets dropped. If he's not been dropped now, then when will he ever be dropped?
Yeah, no, I think it'd probably be a pretty fair time to bring in Jeremy Sharp. Like, I didn't think he was in that great a form this year, to be honest. I was pretty happy when he got dropped. Me and Noah were calling for it on the podcast the week before he got dropped. He did, and then he hasn't been brought back into the team. So I wouldn't mind seeing Sharp be brought in for O'Driscoll. I'd like to see, like, why Wagner was subbed. I know he didn't have the best game, but I feel like he can grow into it at times. I'd prefer to see him go to half-back, maybe drop Banfield, and then, I don't know, have a tink with the midfield. I think we're going to have to bring Hayden Young back in because, he just has to play, even if he is underdone. But yeah, it's just a clusterfuck, isn't it? We've got one more game left, and it's looking like we're the favourites to drop out of the 8.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm not like. It feels like we have a lot of depth, but when you think about it, like we don't really have a lot of depth. We've got a few like good waffle players. Like Brody's a great waffle player. Don't get me started. James Ash, like he racks up the touches in the waffle. I think he's got his ticket stamped. I don't think he'll play again. Like the only changes I can really see happening is I'm not going to say Amos is going to get dropped because that won't happen, but maybe Sharp gets a run. It's a big game for Peel tomorrow. All those Peel players would have watched the game tonight and gone, okay, we've got a chance to maybe get recalled. But then again, can you see JL making many changes going into such a big game, like the continuity factor? But I agree, Hayden Young, what have you got to lose? Has to play.
Yeah. I feel like he's got to put out the side that's going to be in the best form for next week. Like, yeah, I don't think you stick with continuity when O'Driscoll's getting 5 touches. Like, I feel like Sharp's probably offered more for us over the last 2 years, even though we didn't really have that good of a year this year. I think last year was pretty solid. And yeah, I feel like in our key position stocks, we haven't really got that much depth. Like,
the only thing I could possibly think of happening, which I would put at maybe a 1% chance, is Omac called in to play forward, but I doubt that will happen after he's played back on for basically 10 weeks. But that's the only depth we've got, basically forward of the ball was a key position. Like back where you got, I'm not calling for any key back speed job, but you got Draper at least who can come in and fill a void. Obviously, McDonald as well. But yeah, I can't see any changes to the forward line. As dysfunctional as it was tonight. But keep in mind that the service to them was terrible as well. But yeah, I don't know how you can go from looking so well structured in front of the ball when the service has been good 1 week to that. Like that's the worst it's been since the St Kilda game, which was 15 weeks ago. It boggles my mind.
We actually had no composure in front of goal. Like, we were just shitting our pants every time. We were sort of leading to anything promising tonight. And yeah, I've been thinking for a while, like, we need to draft or trade for some key position stocks because no one's knocking down the door to push out Amos or Voss or Tracy. And as good as our key defenders are in Pearce and Cox, Draper's like serviceable. Omac is that sort of second string, and he can come in and do a job, but he's not going to be there like reliably all the time. So yeah, I think we do need to strengthen in that area via trade or draft, definitely, particularly in the forward line.
What's his name? Sarong's brother. I mean, he's no world beater. That's someone I've seen murmurs about, but again, not a world beater. But I agree. Like, obviously, I mentioned before, Sturt's probably the person who will be putting the pressure on, but you can't just have one option as a depth. Like, you've got to have more. So I can't think of names off the top of my head we can go after, so probably maybe draft one. But yeah, it's a bit damning. I do question, like, people question JL's game plan and et cetera, but the thing that bugs me more is the selection integrity, because as you mentioned, O'Driscoll, Banfield, Amos especially, but then again, I've just sort of contradicted myself. But there's a few players who put up stinkers multiple times, and Jeremy Sharp was that bloke for 15 weeks before he got dropped. So the integrity of selection's interesting, but I guess it is what it is, mate. We've gone too far now to turn back.
Yeah, no, I think our game plan has shown that it's worked. Like to be in this position that we're in, like it's been a good run. Like our defensive game's sound. We just shut the bed tonight. Like every time we had the ball in hand, I don't think we stuck out tackles well tonight. Just succumb to the pressure, I reckon. Here's a comment from Aaron. How would Walker go on the wing? Here's a bit of a shuffle. If we drop Banner's bench, Triz's backup wingman, that way we can still have room for Youngie? I don't know. There's a lot going on there. I don't think you're going to bring Walker in.
I think it's too late now to try things like that. That won't happen.
Yeah.
That could work in the future, but it was one game to go in the season. I can't see that happening.
Yeah. I don't think, Neil Erasmus had a great game last week. Wasn't his best night tonight. Wasn't anyone's best night tonight. No. But, I feel like he's too good for the waffle. Not good enough to kick Brayshaw, Sarong, Bolton, Jackson out of the centre bounce. But he's not a winger either. So we've got O'Meara, Erasmus and O'Driscoll playing on the wing. And it's just the only out-and-out winger there is actually O'Driscoll. O'Meara is best on ball and Erasmus is as well.
Because Erasmus obviously played probably his best game for the season or career last week on the wing. I actually wonder why he hasn't had more of a chance to play on the wing for a stretch of weeks. Because he doesn't look like a wingman, but who knows what happens if he plays 6 weeks there. I thought he wasn't the worst tonight in our team, and I've whipped him a few times, Erasmus. I'm happy to admit I was wrong again. I thought he wasn't nowhere near our worst player. He did butcher the ball a bit, but I feel like he's a big body on the wing, he's similar build to Blake Acres almost. He's probably got the same kicking skills as Blake Acres. So look, I don't know if he'd want to sign on to play his wing, but I'd probably have him on the wing ahead of Sharp and O'Driscoll at the moment, which might be a bit controversial, but off recent form,
that's a fair call.
I think Erasmus is probably our most informed winger, if you can call him a winger.
Yeah, I just don't think he is a winger though. I just think we're so stacked inside or so set on what we've got on the inside that he just falls to the outside. And then, he plays a good game, but I think Neil Erasmus's best AFL football will be played around stoppages. How would you guys deal with Luke Jackson playing against teams, very quick mids that he can't keep up with? Do you find that, when we, the 2 ruck thing, there's weeks where it works and there's weeks where they just look lost?
It works more than that doesn't, obviously, but tonight I tried to look up the CBAs, but it doesn't seem to be updated yet in the AFL app. But they had Dunkley's got some speed, McCluggage is pacey. Who else was their main midfielder? I can't even remember. Ashcroft pacey. Both Ashcrofts were pacey. Bailey was around the ball a bit. So they have no slow midfielders. So maybe we do get exposed a bit that way. But as I said before, it works more than it doesn't. So it's a bit harsh to start piling onto the whole game plan after just one game. But again, Brisbane's the sort of team you have to beat to win the premiership. So maybe, but I don't know, mate. So you can't if it's not working, you can't really say, okay, Jackson, go play forward. We've already got 3 tall forwards, so that's a bit of a problem. So I don't know, mate. Yeah, it's a fair point, but I don't know.
Yeah, time for extreme measures. Will Brodie on the wing. I want to see that now. Make it happen.
I think I'd rather Hugh Davies on the wing.
Youngie comes back in. Jack will get pushed forward. I think they'll sort of rotate. There'll be a bit of both. Youngie will rest a bit more forward, particularly coming back from injury. But I haven't seen anything from training. Obviously, I live in Melbourne and I've been away, so I can't go and watch him at training. But I'd love to see if Hayden Young's at full fitness. He's been injured repeatedly throughout 2025, and it feels like we're just going to chuck him back in. If he has a job to do on the Bont or
I was about to say
Ed Richards, who are just at the top of their game right now. It's a pretty tough assignment to come back into. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, there's not really any midfielder you can go, okay, Youngie, you can play on him. He's not going to be a world beater. They've got one of the best midfielders in the competition, the Bulldogs. So it's literally throwing him back into the deep end.
Yeah.
But as I said before, we've got nothing to lose. Like,
we need the D's to get up tomorrow against the Hawks, and then the Lions to do a job on the Hawks next week, and we'll be sweet. But yeah, no, it's not looking great. Is there anything you want to close out on, Zachy? Thanks for joining me and having a good old whinge about our football club.
Nothing to add. No, if I had to tell you what I'll do next week, I'll just leave you with my changes. I'm dropping O'Driscoll. I'm bringing in Young. And I'm sticking Erasmus on the wing the whole entire game and O'Meara and see what happens and hope for the best. But I just can't. You can't keep rewarding.
Would you keep Banfield in?
Well, I'll drop him for Simpson, but I think that's too unrealistic. I don't think that will happen.
Yeah.
I hope for the best, mate. The Bulldogs midfield. It's a scary proposition, so we'll see what happens, mate. But no, that's all from me. So yeah.
Good man, Zach. I appreciate you joining. Appreciate you holding it down whilst I was gone. Won't be the last we see of you, I'm sure. And yeah,
Alright,
go
mate.
get some shut eye. Good man.
Take care. See you, mate.
See you, Zach. Right, what comments have we got? Where will the Dockers be training in Melbs? I think they usually train at a private school somewhere in like South Yarra. From what I'm not exactly sure. O'Driscoll with 87% game time. 5 hasn't been able to run out games. You can't jump at that. It's not a problem with Longmuir's coaching. 10 of 11 going into this game. Wasn't it 11 of 12? This was the players. You have a midfield that's supposed to be exceptional, but it's just subpar against everyone. Not too far from the truth. Simpson for Drizzy. Walker for Banfield. Chapman tags Bond. Yeah, I think we're going to have to make it a little bit of a shuffle. I feel like we can't just keep going in with these jaded players that aren't delivering. Like O'Driscoll hasn't delivered for a few weeks now. I can't remember the last real good game O'Driscoll played, to be honest. Walker's best 22, just hasn't been able to crack the side after that injury. And yeah, Chapman, big job on the Bond. Bolton's been rubbish for the last month or so. Yeah, so fumbly and frustrating. It's enough of me moaning. We got Tanu, and then I might have to wrap it up a bit early tonight because I've got work tomorrow. I worked all day and I'm jet lagged. So let's get Tanu in. Brother boy,
Yeah,
what are we
man.
saying? How you going?
Are you a curse, Druzy? You're curses, you are.
Mate, I know. The first game I was away, we lost to Sydney as well. The first game I'm back. Oh, you couldn't write it. What are you saying?
No. I don't know. I'm not too doom and gloom, actually. Like, I know a lot of people are, but I think actually the defense held up pretty damn well. Like, if you look at the first quarter, defense held up. I'm going to come in positive all the way through this, Drews. You'll see. So defense
Good man.
held up great for the first half. Like, we should have been smacked. We should have been absolutely smacked much more than, 20 points in the first quarter? That should have been like 6-7 goals. But if they just keep on getting supply in, of course, you know, the wall's going to break at some point and they're just exhausted. So defense, I reckon, on the first half was like pretty damn good. And then if we just scored, like, it was inaccuracy that cost it because it just hurts. Like, you can see the midfield's like, yes, Voss has got it, he's missed. Tracy gets it. I think he got a poster, and Darcy got a poster, and you know, there's just the inaccuracy. You can just see it hurts the morale.
Yeah.
And if at half time, I think it was like 3-8 or something going into half time, if you kicked half of the set shots, which is I think about what you could expect for a pretty average day, was so you go in there and it's 6-5. And, you know, you're 2 points down kind of thing, you have a lot more momentum and a lot more kind of heart for it. So I'm not too gloom. If the accuracy was better, I think we actually have a much better game and it kind of clicks together better. I really feel like the accuracy cost it more than anything. And probably just inaccuracy because who was the first miss? I can't remember who
what
missed
quarter?
the first one. The very first one, like our first.
I
Bench got
know
missed.
Murphy Reed.
Murphy
It
Reed.
was Murphy Reed.
Yeah, I mean that was a classic one. It's a lot on the big man. It's a lot on the first gamer to pull it. But Voss is made to take those shots. Tracy's made to take those shots. So
Yeah.
Tracy gets an extra goal and doesn't do that absolute slanger. Oh, that's a heartbreaker, that one.
Yeah.
So
No need to play on there.
yeah, I'm gonna pull this one down to inaccuracy, hurts morale, hurts the rest of the team. Because
Yeah.
I really think if it was more accurate, it's better. I heard some chats like with Banfield. I thought Banfield was fine. He had one bad kick out and full, but the rest of it was pretty accurate. He pulled some good ones across. No, you don't think so? You're
Not at
against me
all.
on it?
Nah. He had a stinker. Like,
Maybe
he had
we'll
that
do
kick
that.
out on the full. He had one where he just he gathered the ball and just kicked it straight to Jasper Fletcher, to the advantage of no one.
Yeah.
Charlie Cameron burned him on the way back in the third
Charlie
quarter.
Cameron
Was just
burned
running rings around him. Gave away a 50 for Logan Morris for standing in the protected area.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we do. Maybe we do bring in what do you bring in a Simpson over? I'm bringing a Simpson over Brandon Walker. I think I like his kick out of half back.
Yeah, but I think if it was the start of the season, right, and you said, right, pick your best 22, not knowing that Banfield's played in defence this year, you would always start Brandon Walker ahead of Bailey Banfield. And you are right, our defence has held up so well for the past month or so, genuinely kept us in games. That Carlton game, if we don't have Brennan Cox or Alex Pearce, they're kicking a lot more goals. Yeah. But it's not good enough. We can't be relying on our defence to just mop up time after time and then start the chain of ball movement from our defensive half. Just sounds like I'm reciting what JL's saying, but yeah, if your mids don't get to work and have a bit of composure with their ball use, eventually when the ball keeps going down the other end, the damn wall's going to break, like you said.
Yeah, and especially with a team like Brisbane that can work it out, kind of thing. I was surprised on how well it held up with Hawthorn and Collingwood as well. That's kind of the amazing defense that you see. I think there was I can't remember how many stoppages we had in our forward? No, our defensive.
Our defensive half.
Yeah, our defensive half. Tons of, I think Hawthorn was 45 stoppages or something in our defensive half, and we won it. So the defense is cracking. Alex Pearce had a great game, I think. Last week, he had a great goal and a pretty average game. But this week, I think he did really well. And I think Cox did well, so the tools are good. Ryan's been a bit quiet, but he can't really... Anyway, moving on from defense. The defense was great. The offense is...
Well, before you move on from the defense, the last... ever since Brendan Cox has come back into the side, he's got better every week. He's become one of the better, more reliable intercept players in the league. And I think when Alex Pearce comes back into the side, that's when Luke Ryan sort of gets off the chain more and tries to play more of an uncontested intercepting role, loose man almost. Whereas when Moose is out or Brendan Cox is out, Luke Ryan has to step up, and that's where you see him have games like he did against the Bulldogs earlier in the year, where he was ridiculous with his one-on-one. So I think you nailed it with the defense. Geordie Clark had a bit of a frustrating game tonight. Chappie didn't have his best game, but
I think the team's been putting a bit of work into Jordan Clark. From the feel of it, they've been kind of holding him down. Who would have been playing on Clark? Would have been Archie or something like that. Someone that has a bit more of a defensive mind. Maybe would have.
The matchups were switching all night. It was Rayner, Bailey, Archie, Cameron. They were all just switching interchangeably, I think. Yeah.
He has dropped a little bit in the last couple of weeks, Clark, but he's still liable. He's still great. He's kind of kind of the fourth dude. Swikowski, I found, where was he? He's a man that stands up. He wasn't around. I feel like the criticism for this game fall on the forward line and the midfield in some ways. I feel Brayshaw didn't have his best game overall. He kicked a goal, which he never does, which is great, but I feel like he kind of didn't quite lift. The Wrong did well in the second quarter, but yeah, these guys, the midfield was, and they were beaten, really, weren't they? They were. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing.
The midfield had a terrible game, but like
Yeah.
again, there's always two sides of the coin. Like Brisbane were really good tonight, but like the Luke Jackson midfielder didn't work tonight. I think Brayshaw had like 6 disposals in the first half, and then like Sarong had a really good first half, and they put Dunkley on him in the second half, and then Sarong's impact went down massively. And it's like, is that all it takes?
I think Brayshaw is carrying an injury. It looks like he's carrying an injury. You see him go in for tackles, and people are breaking tackles on Brayshaw that never get broken. He's hurt somewhere. It feels he's not. Like I know Rayner's great at breaking a tackle, but he wasn't that fast, and he smacked through Brayshaw. And I was kind of yelling at the telly going, that doesn't happen. Brayshaw doesn't let those ones go through. Like, I can't remember in the last few games, I can't remember the last time Brayshaw had like a rundown tackle and got the ball for, getting them holding the ball. That's where he gets pretty much, he might get 5 possessions a game from that kind of tackle pressure. He's great at tackles, but I saw many tackles broken this time, and I saw lots of Brayshaw's tackles get broken. So part of me is thinking he's holding something, carrying something along.
Interesting. What are you thinking? Like, we got a comment here. We've won 11 out of 12. Now it's 11 out of 13. Not doomsday yet. How are you feeling heading into next week against the Dogs?
I don't know. Part of me just like, there's a fingers crossed that the Eagles just pull off. I've never wanted to go to the Eagles for ages.
Do not ever put your faith in West Coast, especially this West Coast side. For God's sake, Tanu.
I feel like, can the Eagles play you out of form in some ways because they're just so shit? Like, I feel when we played the Eagles a while ago, like we had Collingwood, and then we played the Eagles, and I feel like after the Eagles we didn't play as well just because they like played us to their level of crap.
Yeah.
So then we have to like go back. You play Hawthorn, you've got to meet Hawthorn. You play Collingwood, you've got to meet them. You play Eagles, you've got to meet them. That's just how it felt. And yeah, because we played Eagles, I can't remember who we played after, but it felt like we went shit from there just because they, played someone out of form. I don't know. And I just wonder if, oh man, I can't remember my train of thought now.
There's lots of
bagging the Eagles for 10
that's right.
minutes. We could
there's
do
lots
that.
of lots of questions about the coach, JL facing scrutiny. I don't think this is on JL at all. Like,
no.
If we miss finals, it's not on JL, not at all. But
no, and I feel like as well, if you miss finals on 15 wins and you've had some great wins, you've beaten Gold Coast, GWS, and Collingwood away. JL's had a good season, and if we come in 9th, it's worth keeping him along. I know like it was finals or bust, but extenuating circumstances, he's done well. I don't feel like he's cocked up this season kind of thing. I don't feel it's on him. And he backed in the guys today, and I was having a chat actually. So we go in at halftime, and what are we down, like 18 points or something? And Justin Longmuir has to pull that switch on going, we got to take more risks because you lose by 20 or you lose by 40. What's the difference kind of thing? You got to start taking risks. If we go in halftime and we're closer to the scoreline, even like a couple points behind kind of thing, we get 3 of those goals that we should have got. I think Longmuir continues to play that more conservative game and kind of push them along until the last quarter to let them off the chain. That seems to be what he's been doing for a while, and that seems to be the plan. But because of the inaccuracy, he has to pull that trigger sooner, take more risks, and then you get opened up more. And that seems to be what happens.
Yeah. No, I think like at times we did take more risk. and then we just bottled it with the ball in hand once we did get out. Like that Jager Amira shot in the third quarter had so many options, so much time, and he goes for like a mongrel front punt. I don't know what the go was there. But yeah.
Go ahead.
How would you sort of summarize? We got 3 in the queue, and it's 12 over here in Melbourne. I've got to be up early for work, so I want to fire through all these guys. How would you summarize it, and what changes, or what would you say to the lads heading into next week?
Honestly, it's disappointing. It's not unexpected. If we go in next week, we're a defensive team, and the Bulldogs are the worst defensive team, like, in it. So it's a big game. I mean, pretty much, the finals are in their hands. It's not like we're relying on other scores to go our way. If we win next week, we're in finals, and that's it. So it's in our hands. You do it. The whole week, I didn't think we were going to beat Brisbane this week. It just felt coming off a loss to Sydney. They were going to be up and angry. They're good away, blah, blah, blah. We're good too, but Brisbane I probably do think Brisbane's best is the best for this season. I think it's actually better than Adelaide, if I'm truthful. I think their best is the best. And if you get beaten by the best, that sucks. But at least you're beaten by the best that's hardened into that kind of thing. I think we come up against the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs can suck. Like, not that they'll be up and about, but they
their
can
midfield's
suck.
so good. Front of centre, if they win clearance, they're going to torture. Like, the amount of times they've just fucking hammered teams this year, it's ridiculous. Like, yeah, they have a weak defence, but, your ball doesn't start in defence. And if we play like we did tonight and have done throughout parts this year, like, if they stop Sarong, they're going to walk it in.
They don't tag
to
who
be
they're
honest,
putting on.
but
They're not going to tag him, though.
Libba, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I
But
haven't seen anyone tag in the Dogs all year. Has Libba done a tag job?
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But
No, they go all in offense, which is kind of cool. I kind of like watching the game all in offense because it's just like it's so different to how like a Lions or a Longmuir or even a Mitchell play kind of thing. It's just like, nah, screw it. We're going to leave Lob down there to man the back for the whole thing. And then we're just going to like chuck it to these absolute. We're going to have the best midfield and we're going to have the best forward line. And you know what? When we go back to the draft, we're just going to like bank in on midfielders and forwards again and again every single day. We're going to have more depth in the midfield. Like, God, they got with Trelaw on the outside and other shit like that. And they got like, yeah, and they just refusal to put Norton down back, which is good. But just, I mean, come on, if Rory Lobb's your man, that's just, what a way to play a game. What an absolute way to play a game. That is outrageous. But
it's going to be a firefight for sure next week. But I'll let you go, Tanu. I've got a few others waiting. But yeah, appreciate you hopping on as always. And yeah, hopefully we get a dub next week, eh?
Really?
Good man. All right. We've got a few more waiting. I don't want to keep this going too late tonight just because, late game. Man's got to work in that. So, Greenie, are you ready? I know you were the first one in. Yeah, Greenie's ready. How you going, brother? Talk to me.
Hello. That was not what we were looking for or what we wanted.
No. What went wrong?
I have a few things here that I've taken note of. First thing is, I feel like we need a better kick-out strategy. I don't know what it is that we're doing with kick-outs, but it just, especially this game, it's not working. I don't feel like it's working, and it hasn't worked. I don't think it worked in the Port game either. And we need to shake it up. We need something.
Did you see how good the Lions kicked it out today? Like, as soon as they'd get the ball from a kick in, they'd take the kick, switch it side to side, get things moving, and then go. It was so good to watch for a Lions fan. But yeah, they were just picking us apart.
Another thing is Brisbane's chip mark play. They used all day, and it was really good. It was smart by them. I know they did that in the grand final, which pretty much ended up killing the Swans. But it's smart. It takes the crowd out of the game, which it did. I was at the game, and it was just boring. But
yeah,
they did it really well. But we needed JL. Love ya. We've won 11 games out of like 12. but you need to do something there. We can't just let them find these pockets of space and chip it and kick it around and bore us to death and then pull the switch. We need to do something there because it takes all the life out of the game. No one wants to see it. We don't want to see it. And no, we just
didn't really have an answer for it, did we? Like, obviously, it's hard to stop, but you know the ball's going to be in the hands of Dane Zorko, Jasper Fletcher, Darcy Wilmot, off halfback. So, yeah, frustrating one. What's your next point? Feels like you got a good PowerPoint going on here.
I feel you've heard the term, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But have you ever heard the term, if it is broken, maybe stop trying to use it? Because
Go on.
something that we should have stopped ages ago. This is half on the players, half on JL. But when it comes to kicking long down the line to contests, and halfway through the second quarter, we have all realised that it's just not working, and it's not going to work for the whole game. We should probably stop trying to do it.
What do you suggest we do in that scenario?
Whether it's just try and take more possession and control of the footy like Brisbane did, instead of rushing it up forward, especially when, in some periods we just need our hands on the footy, and we need possession and we need control of it. We need control of the game. So we just
I think we got exposed at times when we went into the corridor. Like, they're such a good team at punishing on turnover. So I sort of thought, like, when we weren't winning the clearances, we were trying to force a stoppage and then backing in our ability to score from stoppage. But yeah, it's not a very efficient way. Anything else that was broken that didn't need fixing or needed fixing that has needed fixing for a while?
Not on my mind. Banners needs fixing. Sorry, Banners.
I don't know. I don't know if you can fix him. I think he just is who he is. I think we know who Bailey Banfield is. Yeah.
We've experimented putting him down back, and I think we've given him a good run. I think it's safe to say that we stop it, and that
he's all right as a second or third choice, but like Brandon Walker is our first choice, like in that lockdown sort of small to medium defender role.
He can defend. He knows how to defend. I used to not be a big fan of Walker, but I feel like the team and me, I've been desperately missing him. I want him back.
Well, I feel like at the back end of last year, he like plays some really good footy. I thought he was going really well. Anything else, Greenie?
Nah, not really. Maybe we can win next time, but that's about it.
You've got a good attitude, Greenie. I appreciate you joining, mate. You've given me some clear, concise points. You've had your say. You're a good man. You went to the game tonight. How was the atmosphere? Was it hype in there for a little bit before it got all boring?
Well, when our forward craft was up, forward craft, that's what I had to talk about. Our forward craft was non-existent besides maybe the first 5 minutes of the first quarter and the last 10 minutes of the second quarter. That's when we were all up and about, because that's when we were lowering our eyes and not kicking to contest and not kicking to Brisbane.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Fair play.
It was exciting for a little bit. Brisbane's chipmark game was just so good. It took all the way.
Yeah, 2 OP. 2013 all over again. 2024 grand final playbook executed to a T. Appreciate you joining, Greenie. I'm going to keep it moving, but you've been good value. Keep joining the fan cams. I appreciate you.
Love you.
Love you. Wow. Yeah. I'm loved. He said he loves me. I'm going to end it there. No, I'm not. All right. For some smiles, the people have been waiting for it. Oh. There he is. Why are you upways? Can you go sideways?
No.
That's all right. All right. Make me laugh. Make me smile. Come on, man. This is what you're here for. You're here to bring the vibes up.
There has been no vibes whatsoever. I don't know what the hell I watched that game. There was nothing. We have disrespected our fans and Nat 5. Nat 5 was gonna go on to get into finals, get into the top 4. No, they don't wanna. They don't wanna. JO doesn't wanna. Our coach doesn't want to. Our captain doesn't want to. Well, what the hell are we gonna do? Nothing.
What do you
Nothing.
mean? What do you mean they don't want to?
They just don't want to. Like Lions wanted more because they want to get into the finals. They did get into the finals, but guess what, Freo? Guess what? You are nothing. Freaking out.
Don't hit yourself.
I know. I'm not that bash to myself. Okay, but just what the hell is that?
Yeah, it was pretty shit, wasn't it?
Can we have Noah back? Cause when you were gone, we were winning, and then when you come back, this is our performance. Is it a superstition or something?
Mate, I actually can't. I'm going to go back in our channel right now and see the last time that I hosted a winning fan cams was. Because I swear every time I host it, we lose. Let me fact check this. The last fan cam I did was... Oh, St Kilda. Never mind. So the St Kilda home game was the last one I did and we won. But yeah, it just feels flat when I come on here at times, Average. I try to provide the people with some good content, but we're all here to mourn together. How do you reckon we'll go next week? Come on, let's pick it up. How are we going to win next week?
I don't know. I don't know. There's all we need is a miracle at this point. Okay, if for some reason one of the teams top 8 that's below us at the moment got 2 losses and we stay up, that's good. That's good enough for me. Okay, but
yeah, we've got a Hawks fan in the chat. He's saying that's why we bin Jager.
And freaking Marvel Stadium. You know what happened in Marvel Stadium.
Yep. Marvel's not a fun place to watch the Dockers play.
I don't like it. We all don't like it. No, I'm done. I'm actually done. No.
There you go. Average had a bit of a moment and walked out. That's why we bin Jager. Cheers for Meek and Weddle. Jager's been good for us. But, yeah, our midfield tonight just did not show up. I'm going to finish it with talking about how shit our midfield was tonight. Right. Sarong, 26 disposals. Sarong was okay. I'd say Sarong passed tonight. Brayshaw wasn't his best game, even though he had 22 and a goal. Erasmus, 17 disposals, but didn't really make an impact. Michael Frederick, Sam Switkowski, and Shea Bolton did not really make an impact either. Jager O'Meara, 12 disposals. Jackson, 11. Wagner, 11. These are all guys that went to centre bounce. Bolton, 9 disposals for the night. It is not good enough, boys. We head to Marvel next week. I'll be there. How many games have I seen Freo play at Marvel? I saw us draw against Richmond there. I think that was the first time I saw us play there. That was in 2022. So I saw that. I've seen us lose to St Kilda this year. What else have I seen? Who else did we play there last year? The Dogs. I saw us lose to the Dogs there last year. Just never a happy ground. Marvel. It's on the wrong side of the city. But let's not complain. Perfect conditions. We're primed. It's a finals game. Again, it just, it's win or go home. So, yeah, we can't rely on other results, although we will be whipping home the D's tomorrow to beat Hawthorn, and then the Hawks will face the Lions at the Gabba the following week. But Hawthorn look to be playing some pretty good footy at the moment. and I don't know if the D's going to hold up. But yeah, it's good to be back on the channel despite the loss. I've been watching from afar on my travels through Europe, watching Zach and UCAT hold it down. But unfortunately, I come back and bring back some poor luck. The Dockers go down by 57 fucking points. That's disgusting on that Fife's final home game in the home and away season. Do we ever see Fife play again at home? Not looking likely. But yeah, appreciate you guys all joining the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are fast approaching the 1,000 subscribers mark, and that is handy for me and Noah, because once that happens, we start to make a little bit of money off this. So not only join the community because good, join the community because helps me and Noah as well, but mainly join the community because good. I need to go to sleep. I'm talking shit. Dockers, please get the win next week. I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. And go D's. And I'm actually going to go for West Coast tomorrow because they're playing the Dogs. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. Bye, guys. Oh, need to end the stream. I'm rusty.